My name is Lucas Trottier and I'm a martial art instructor here at the Vancouver Dojo. I teach all the classes, and I've been a longtime student of Sensei Douglas Mortley, who has inspired me and supported me become a professional martial art teacher. The main classes I teach are Shorinji-Udo Karate and Old Yang style Tai Chi Chuan. Those things are often perceived to be quite different in the world. Tai Chi and Karate are often perceived to be yin and yang and very different. But the analogy that my teacher always taught me, that I believe is a great one, is that Tai Chi is a lot like a river. It flows, it's very smooth and it's very fluid. And Karate is a lot like a glacier. It's this huge, strong, yang force that slowly grinds across rocks and takes down mountains. But both rivers and glaciers are made of H2O. And if you can understand how the manifestation of the element changes, but it doesn't change the element, then you can see the link. More than that, there is historical evidence that these two styles have very strong ties, because everything goes back to the old Chinese martial arts as they were developed through the Shaolin Temple and through the Taoist masters of old. But the dojo also teaches two other main veins, and that is the weaponry, which is often called kabudo, and that's the traditional weapons of Okinawa, which is the sort of the weapon version of karate, and also weapons that came from Japan, which come from a tradition called the Daito-ryu Aki Jiu-Jitsu, which is a very amazing tradition in its own, and was the root style that Aikido came from, Hapkido came from, and was what the samurai developed basically. And so all those things kind of come into play. My story begins when I was very young, in a way that doesn't seem obvious, but I had asthma. I was very sick a lot when I was a kid, and that led to a number of things. One of them was that I was a bit withdrawn and a bit quiet, and that led to being bullied. So I got pretty bullied for a little while, and my dad had a great insight. He said, it's time for you to learn how to defend yourself. And when I was 14, no, I was younger, I was like 13 years old, and he arranged that my grandfather would start taking me to boxing classes at a local boxing gym. And I just loved being in better shape. I loved the ability to defend myself, which changed my school life completely. And that was the seed of it. Karate didn't come up until I was about 17 or 18. And that was after I'd done kickboxing and boxing for a number of years, and I just was looking for something that had more depth to it. And then I trained in the original karate style I trained in was called Goju-ryu, and I got my black belt, my shodan in that school about 2004, and then around that same time I had met Sensei Mortley. And when I met Sensei Mortley, my horizons just expanded beyond anything I knew was possible. Martial arts is really an amazing practice for every aspect of your health. And it's a good example of just what it did for me. When I was younger, I was unhealthy due to the asthma and the ease by which I would get sick because of my weak immune system. So not only did I get physically in better shape, which got my immune system running more properly, but it changed my relationships with other kids and my relationships in the world. So I wasn't able to be targeted to be bullied anymore. It just stopped. And that's what martial arts do, is they change your energy, they change your function, how you exist in the world. So on every level, it improves your life. Even if you take it to be a spiritual practice, you can see the results in that framework as well, although that is a choice individuals have to make. One of the big ones for a lot of people is just a societal norm. That we live in a society that very much values coming out on top and pushing down other people to climb up on the top of the pyramid. And the martial arts are the opposite of that. They're very much about you developing yourself to the highest level, but in cooperation with the community you live in. And so there's no end goal. It's not like you're trying to win a race. You're simply taking part in a process. And that is a very, very different mentality than going in to try to win. And so I think that I heard some of my students even saying this in their interviews, that It's challenging to get involved with something like that because it's not what you're normally used to when you get involved. You take a course, you're going to get an endpoint of that course. And you come here, you're involving yourself in life and just the study of life. In fact, one of my favorite sort of ways to put this is that if a person ever were to claim that they had gotten to the end of martial art training, it's kind of like saying that they've gotten to the end of living and they've got nothing. It doesn't make sense. You only can continue. And so that mentality and that framework of looking at a practice is, I think, a beautiful challenge for people, but it is a challenge. To sum up, martial arts, they are a strategy for engaging in life, in which all aspects of your life can be cultivated to their highest potentials. So instead of just being about self-defense or just being about physical fitness, it encompasses every aspect of your life. And the only value that you need to really believe in, to really own, to be a part of the practice is that you want to value that being alive. You want to look at your life as something that you want to really take time to cultivate, to improve, and to pursue. So if that's agreeable to you, then the martial arts can only offer you incredible benefits.